Good morning. Welcome to the forecast discussion for Thursday, March 31st, 2022. This is going to be a public premium video discussion considering the potential for strong severe thunderstorms. And I'm going to try to do one of these premium public videos at least maybe once a week just to kind of get everyone an idea of what you get in the premium section. And also, it is the end of the month, so of course, for premium members, I also have a forecast out for the month of April. You can check that out in the long range thoughts area and also the seasonal area that was posted this morning. So, we have a lot of interesting boundaries setting up around here. Now, take a look at the temperatures this morning. You have temperatures in the mid to upper 30s over the northern interior, so you got one warm front boundary somewhere around here. Then you're in the upper 40s to lower 50s in the New York City metro and northeastern Pennsylvania. So you got one warm air mass there, and then hello, really impressive warm air mass now pushing into central and southern New Jersey to Philadelphia metro, where you have temperatures ranging anywhere from the upper 50s to mid 60s. Now you might look at Atlantic City and wonder, hey, why are they in the mid 50s along the Jersey Shore? Well, take a look at the winds. The winds are coming from the due south. So what does that mean? The winds are coming right off the Atlantic Ocean. So locations like Long Island and the immediate Jersey Shore, especially with this type of orientation, is going to remain cooler. And that sets up some very interesting boundaries throughout the region. You see, when you have all of these air masses interacting, you end up with a lot of different boundaries and troughs and lifting parameters, and it creates all sorts of havoc with forecasting for thunderstorms, especially in the spring. But you can also see this in the summer if you have something like a sea breeze or something of that nature. You get a southwesterly wind, but you get a sea breeze front along with the trough approaching from the northwest. It creates all sorts of havoc with thunderstorms in the Delaware River Valley. So these boundaries are very interesting in the way that they're setting up this environment. Okay, and on the surface map, you kind of see some of these boundaries. You got this trough here, you got your primary warm front here, you got another trough back here. Some of this is driven by outflow boundaries from thunderstorms. So you have a lot of different boundaries, but here is the primary cold front that's going to be moving through tonight into tomorrow. So first you get the warm front to lift through, and this is going to be a key factor in determining the potential for severe weather. Why? Well, let's take a look at the boundary. Now, we know we have a strong low-level jet streak. This is at 850 millibars. You're talking about, let's see, about 60, 70 knots, some locations 80 knots, a very impressive low-level jet streak. Okay, so this is what's causing the rather windy conditions that are setting up throughout the region at 10 to 20 miles per hour with higher gusts. And it's setting up the potential for what we call speed shear, in which the winds at the mid levels are moving much faster than at the lower levels. We can also see that at 300 millibars. Nice jet streak setting up, right? And nice divergence and diffluence here. You can also see it on earth.newschool.net. This is a great way to take a look at upper level winds. This is at 250 millibars. So you see this spreading. This supports divergence and diffluence. So this right here means that you're stretching the atmosphere, so you allow air to rise overall at the highest portions of the atmosphere. At 500 millibars, you have that nice southwesterly wind, nice jet streak setting up. So you have the warm air transport at the mid levels. At 850 millibars, there is your strong jet streak that is producing the windy conditions right now, and there's our upper level low lifting northward. So you have all the wind factors together. So if we just look at winds alone and speed shear alone, not so much vertical wind shear in terms of the changing direction of the winds, we're not really seeing that type of scenario, but certainly speed shear, that's all there. Okay, so that alone would increase the potential for severe thunderstorms. But here is the limiting factor: buoyancy, the lift of the atmosphere via the temperatures. Lifted index over the region is, well, not very impressive. At the lower levels, it's really not impressive at all. Okay, and even in the warm sector, not exactly that impressive. But the mid-levels, this is where things can get a little interesting because you have instability right where that warm front is lifting northward. So nice area instability setting up over southeastern Pennsylvania and southern New Jersey and lifting up towards the New York City metro. Not so much over portions of northwestern Pennsylvania and central Pennsylvania, but then you see that bubbling up again towards the Ohio River Valley. So that leads to a cape that has a lot of sin involved here. Now, sin is basically your cap, okay? So think of it like a cap on a soda bottle. You're shaking up the soda bottle because of the winds, but it's capped. It isn't able to explode, okay? So the longer you have that cap in place, the more likely that you're going to end up with not much really going on. So the key to this forecast, as this strong upper level low lifts northward and this dynamic cold front approaches, is the ability to overcome the lack of instability in the lower levels of the atmosphere. And that's why today's high temperatures and the ability to break some sun out is going to be really, really important for this forecast later on, because the more stable the atmosphere is, the more likely we're just looking at some heavy rain, some embedded elevated thunderstorms rather than severe thunderstorms. However, if you're able to break that cap on the atmosphere, the upper level winds and the mid level winds are set up to support thunderstorms that can go from not all that impressive to possibly producing a tornado. So the ability to basically switch this switch and kick it up a notch is there, okay, in this scenario, but it's not widespread because there's a lot of inhibiting factors for these thunderstorms. And by the way, you also have a variety of different short waves all moving through within this environment, which again shows up very nicely here with all the troughs and frontal boundaries setting up here. So you don't just have one individual line, you have a variety of different lines set up, and some of them interact with each other and they limit their potential of intensity. So a pretty volatile weather pattern. So in the premium section, I've had this up for a couple days. I pinpointed exactly where I think the best potential for severe weather is. Now, I want to make this very, very clear. This is not the SPC map, okay? This is my own interpretation of where I like the best potential for those severe thunderstorms. And I think locations like southeastern Pennsylvania and southwestern New Jersey, western New Jersey have the best potential in this area down towards Baltimore and Washington, where you have the winds and the instability all lined up to support the potential for strong to severe thunderstorms. In this section right here, this yellow section, it's a reduced threat, but still something we have to keep an eye on. And then right along the coast where we have that more stable air, and then up towards the interior here, up towards the Hudson River Valley and towards the Catskills, you start to get more of a stable environment, and the timing of the showers and thunderstorms are a little later. So I like strong thunderstorms here, heavy downpours as we move on through tonight, but not necessarily severe, at least not widespread. You could get an isolated cell, but that's pretty much about it. So let's walk through the next 18 hours on what we're looking at via the HRR guidance, and we'll pull up the latest analysis here. 1 second. Probably should have had this up beforehand, but that's okay. And so this is going to be marching its way through today. Periods of clouds, scattered showers, nothing all that impressive until we get after 2 o'clock. There's our first wave coming in. And it swings on through. And then later on in the evening is our second wave coming through. So we have 2 primary waves of showers and thunderstorms. Let's walk through this again. For much of the morning, we'll have scattered showers, variable cloud cover that limits your ability to create strong instability. By the afternoon, let's say after 2 o'clock, we start to see showers and thunderstorms really start to break out. And then the evening rush hour, well, we're going to be dealing with an impressive line marching its way through eastern Pennsylvania. But notice as it's pushing east, you start to lose a little bit of that intensity because of the lack of instability. So definitely a stormy evening, that is for sure. And one which we're going to see temperatures rise into the upper 50s to lower 60s along the coast, mid to upper 60s everywhere else. Don't be surprised to see some lower 70s in the Delaware River Valley. And if that happens, then you're definitely going to see some pretty good thunderstorms this evening. Now, once that cold front clears out, we'll have scattered clouds with isolated showers for tomorrow, with temperatures ranging from the mid-30s over the interior to the upper 40s along the coast for lows. High temperatures tomorrow will rebound into the upper 40s over the interior to the mid-50s along the coast. On Saturday, not too bad, scattered cloud cover. Can't rule out an isolated shower, but for the most part it will be dry and tranquil. A bit chilly in the morning though, with lows in the mid-20s over the interior to the mid-30s along the coast. High temperatures rebound into the upper 40s over the interior to the mid-50s along the coast. For Sunday, again, a threat for a few isolated showers. Other than that, scattered or broken cloud cover. Temperatures will range from the upper 30s over the interior to the lower 40s along the coast. High temperatures will range from the upper 40s over the interior to the lower 60s along the coast. On Monday, high pressure will be in control with scattered cloud cover. We'll look for lows in the upper 30s over the interior to the lower 40s along the coast. High temperatures in the lower to mid 60s. On Wednesday, should I say on Wednesday, pardon me, watch out for some isolated to widely scattered showers. Temperatures will range from the mid 40s over the interior to the upper 40s along the coast. High temperatures in the lower to mid 50s. And on Thursday, look for another area of low pressure to move through with periods of showers, heavy at times. Look for lows in the mid to upper 40s, high temperatures in the lower 50s over the interior to the mid 60s along the coast. That is your forecast discussion for today. Have a wonderful day, and as always, stay safe out there.